Hello and welcome back to my garden. Today we are going to do the May tour. Lots of people are out in their gardens today because it's a beautiful sunny day in southeast England. I will try my best to minimise the background sounds. I may speak a little bit or speak a lot. We'll see how we get on. So, big reveal today. It's been a long time coming. I've removed my grass and I'm now ready to kind of show you what's been happening in the garden. So let's get right to it. Okay, so here we are. I have replaced all the sleepers. I will do a video showing the journey from start to finish. I've basically changed all the sleepers and covered the grass with membrane and removed some grass as well in the places where it was really dense, and covered this whole area with pebbles. Okay, let's start with the shady border. So it's about 11 o'clock in the morning, and this is as much sun as it's getting today. Slowly over the day the shade will creep over, but it gets more sun really than needed because it's all shade loving plants here, bar the azalea here, which does get quite a bit of sun, enough that it's happy. Okay, right by the pond, I wanted to cover the pond, which is a raised wooden pond, and I've added shuttlecock ferns all the way around to the back here, and I think they have grown beautifully and started to spread a little bit, so I'm really pleased with those. They only went in last summer. We've got some self-seeded Aquilegia in pink, really beautiful. Love it when you get free plants in the garden. Here is my collection of maples, Japanese maples or acers. I love these. They are all self-sown bar one, which was a gift, but the purple and the ones over at the back are all free. So just to give you a closer look. This is a completely new bed. I've added some heucheras. Most of these plants, I'd say 70% of these plants existed in my garden already. So I've just divided and moved some things around, and it's come out very successful. The tigrella here at the front, really beautiful, and I've got one at the back here, lovely. Some philitrum, that's an alba, and I've got a purple one there at the back. And here you can just about see a tiny acer seedling. I will leave that there until it has grown significantly. They don't really like to be moved when they're so small, so I'll wait for them to grow a lot larger before moving them into a little pot. I've got this beautiful jasmine in white here. I absolutely adore it because they start off pink and then eventually they turn white. This one is in a new pot. Really love it. I'm going to have to get a better support because obviously it's growing a lot. That's why I've put the pole there, just to help it attach to something. So this side of the bed I've got self-seeded Aquilegia, so that's seeded somewhere else in the garden and I've just moved it here. Lots of heucheras, Brunnera and Spotty Dotty here, which I love. Again, this likes partial shade and or dappled shade. And shade completely, so I think it's going to be happy in this bed. It, like I said, it will start shading over during the day. There's another Brunnera, a Jack Frost, and another one at the end with the plain leaf, really lovely. The hydrangea here, that's a lace cap hydrangea, and I moved that. It was so big from another part of the garden. There are videos on that. I've cut it right back because it was just lots of dead wood, but it's sprung back to life really beautifully, so I'm pleased with that. So this another view of the shady part of my garden. Okay, I'm jumping around a bit in the garden at the moment, only because certain parts, obviously I can't shoot into the sun, so I think this angle will work. So this is the west facing, so by afternoon it is completely baked in the sun. Again, new bed, completely new. I'll point out some of the newer plants because this particular bed I did put a lot of newer plants in comparison to the other side, but lots of division occurred over the spring, and this is the effect. So here by my shed, I've got hydrangeas, some salvias, lots and lots of self-seeded poppies. I say self-seeded, I kind of threw them and it's really like exploded. I should really thin these out, but I think, you know what, I'll let nature take its course. Some will make it, some won't, and hopefully we'll have a beautiful display soon. This section here, I'm trying to create a little bit of a drier section at the front. I've placed some lavender here, again moved from different parts of the garden and in pots. And I've got some oregano here, some pinks and whites, beautiful. Okay, another beautiful gift in the garden is the foxgloves. Absolutely adore foxgloves, they're just the best. This one looks like it's going to be a pink. Sometimes you never know what you're going to get. I have quite a few phlox. One of the most successful phlox in my garden is the white phlox. Again, catch one of my earlier videos from last year. I have lots and lots of white phlox, really tall, and I've moved some of those into the central bed here, which will look beautiful, I'm sure. I have a David Austin rose. So these are the first ones that have come out. This is a Princess Anne. It's lovely, quite compact, doesn't get too tall. That's probably a metre so far. I have a Queen of Sweden. Now last year I was so disappointed, I hardly got any flowers from that one, but it looks like it's got quite a few buds this year. I fed with well rotted manure in the spring, and I think it's going to be okay, but I do think I need to move it. So in the autumn I may move this particular one, just because it gets too much shade from the tree, and I think there's a lot of competition there for it. Again, this is absolutely wonderful. Aquilegia. I've only ever bought probably one Aquilegia in this garden, and it's a deep purple. This one has come from somewhere. Sometimes they do vary in colour. Obviously they may start off purple and then the seeds come out pink once they've grown. Doesn't matter. Love purple, love pink. This one in particular is stunning. So you can see white here, and then a little bit of blush pink, and then a darker pink, and there's a tiny bit, I don't know if you can capture this, of a sort of a deep pink, almost purple, and then the overall effect when I step back is just so beautiful. So it'd be quite hard to shoot this bed at the moment, only because the east light, so the sun from the east, is really shining into my camera. But I'm in a slightly shadier bit here. I've got beautiful heuchera here. I'll have to try and find the label and put the name of that. Again, really lovely pink. And the tigrella here, ties in beautifully. Now that was a deeper pink, but as time goes on it gets lighter and lighter. Highly recommend this plant. If there's anything to add to your garden, it would be a tigrella. And I think these two together, because they're quite similar but different, they look beautiful together. I have a penstemon here. Again, I have a white phlox that I've moved from another part of the garden, and I did some division. I've got some verbena here as well, yet to open, and this peony, which I moved from another section of my garden. This particular one was a gift which came from my mother's garden, and I absolutely love it. It is not a colour that I may have chosen, but it is just spectacular when it opens. And this one has just opened because I was out in the garden yesterday and it hadn't opened yet. It will expand and get probably as big as my hand. So this section here, it's difficult. I've had lots of pots, and they were mostly up on my raised deck at the back, but this year we're completely keeping it free for seating, so I'm not allowed to place any pots on the deck, which is fine, but as a consequence I've put my pots here. They may move because I'm not sure. It takes up a lot of space, or it may move to the back of the garden. Still undecided, but that's the beauty of pots. They can be moved. So I have some beautiful rhododendrons. Now, I made a mistake this year. I kept these over winter next to the house just to keep them slightly warmer. But by doing that they didn't get much sun, so they're a little bit behind, and I'm hoping they will open up because I have a pink and a peach. Beautiful. So these are all the dahlias that I've potted on from my tubers. There are some new varieties, but generally they are the same as last year. Lots to do here. Once they've grown and bloomed, whether I keep them here I'm not sure. So here we are again at this bed. Lots of alliums are just opening here. I've got Emperor and Gladiator. And another jasmine. This one is a pure white. The other one starts off pink and goes white, and this one is always white. They're lovely. And that one's climbing up the pole. Again, I'll have to get something else to support it. So here I have another peony. This one's yet to open. I think this is their sort of a pink. I've got another one here. Different shades of pink, but beautiful. I've got a verbena Bampton, new in the garden. I've got two of those, one on this side, one on the other side. It'd be interesting to see which one does better. I have a penstemon, this purple, really beautiful. It is a penstemon, let me just double check. Red Towers, that's right. I'm trying really hard to keep all the labels so that I don't forget what each is. So that's a Red Towers penstemon. I have a gladioli here, again beautiful, new for the garden, bulb. Philomis here, again new to the garden. I've not grown this before and I bought two of those. Oh, the Olivia Austin rose has just coming into bloom here. It's a stunning rose, one of my favourites, and I have two of those side by side. One was in a pot last year and this one has been in the ground. and I'm hoping they kind of fuse in together. I have a gentle Hermione rose in this obelisk here, along with a climber, Princess Diana, I think, the climber. It's going to look really nice. Again, some lovely phlox gloves, self-sewn. I move them around. The Aquilegia, again, that's a running theme in the garden, which ties it all in beautiful. Now this one is slightly different though from the one I've just shown you. It is just a pure baby pink, I suppose, or dusty pink, whereas the other one I just shown you had all those variants of pink going on to purple. Lots and lots here. I have some verbena in here. I've also got beautiful philitrum that is just, it's exploded. So happy here, just starting to open. At the back here is a ostrich fern, absolutely stunning. Grows so big and beautiful. It's mixed in here with some hellebores and a hydrangea lace cap as well at the back. I believe that's a weed. I'm just waiting to see what happens to it, but I think it is. I've got calla lilies here, and I have bleeding heart, and I have the red umbrellas here, which I need to move. A lovely leaf. And that's purely because it's just being swamped by everything else, so I think that definitely needs to move. Again, I also have here in the corner a plant that I need to move as well, a heuchera. It's a beautiful lily of the valley, tiny weeny, love those. Now, by the time those flowers are done, the calla lily will be really tall and it will hide and obscure that, but that's fine because what I love is the lovely little dainty flowers. Again, at the back there's a Solomon's seal, which I need to move slightly across because you can barely see it over there. It's a shame. Here we are at the back of the garden. So I have just my lean-to little greenhouse, which this year I will definitely do something with that to cover part of it with some perspex. Just some plants waiting for a permanent home, and some cuttings that are just starting up. Beautiful clematis, again because it hasn't opened yet. Probably the next tour you'll see it open. Beautiful. I have obviously the wisteria. I have taken some earlier videos of the wisteria, which I'll probably add to the end of the video just to show you how beautiful it did look. It still looks lovely, but it's starting to turn now. Okay, another David Austin. This one's opening as well. Again, beautiful. So it starts off that dusty pink. It's called a whiter shade of pale. Again, stunning rose. It's only one plant here, so you can see how beautiful that comes together. Really healthy. Geum, pink geum, looked stunning. I think I might have some earlier footage as well of the geum. So that's the geum pink petticoats. Again here, look, self-sown poppies, giant poppy. I've got some salvia amnestad here, pink salvia here. These are both from cuttings. I've got Strantia yet to open, poppy here, big one. Now this poppy is quite interesting. It is bright orange, so when it opens, hopefully you'll get to see that. It is definitely not one that the colour that goes in my garden, but I just don't have the heart to move it because it is just like so big and blousy and brash. That is quite nice for a change because I'm quite more pastels in my colour range for the garden. Now, this plant I bought last year, and I can't for the life of me remember what it is, and I will wait for it to open up, and then next video make a point of saying the name of it. I can't find the label, shame, but it's doing really beautifully. Again here, got lots of Salvia amnestad at the back. I pull them up over winter, and that's purely because I've lost some in the past. I pull them up, put them in a pot, and put them in my lean-to greenhouse, the one here, and also into a temporary greenhouse structure. So that's bounced back beautifully, so I will do that now going forward. Pull them out, put them in a temporary pot over winter, and then plant them back out when it's warm enough. Again, lovely foxglove. This one's got like multi-stems, beautiful. This is a Peterbilt's rose, not opened up yet. Again, I bought a second one because I love it so much. It's Rachel's Joy. Beautiful rose, and so many buds coming. Really pleased. At the back I've got a Mary Delaney rose, which is a climber. I'm going to have to really cut it hard back, I think, to give it a bit more vigour. It's doing okay, but I like a bushier type of rose, so we'll see how that one gets on. Hydrangea at the back. Again, it's doing really well. I've cut it back really hard. See what happens. This back section, which was quite new to last year, I've moved a fern, a peacock fern here. Again, doing well. At the top of the fence, I've got some lovely lavender in a pot. Again, doing beautifully. Lavenders like poor soil, so keeping them in a pot is really good. Lots of grit in there, and every so often a feed. Not often. They don't like it. They like to be treated as a Mediterranean plant, dry plant, soil, occasional water, occasional feed, not much. The hydrangea at the back, I had a fox in the garden and it broke off most of the stems. I've left it. Hopefully once they've done with flowerings, I'll cut it back down and just reshape it, but I didn't have the heart to shape it this year because it'd be pretty sad over there in that corner. Again now, so the front part of the garden, I had all the railway sleepers removed. I've also done that to the back. Yesterday I had some spare wood, and I decided to build this kind of trough. So I could have used it just one barrier all the way across, but I thought it'd be a nice opportunity just every year to have different plants at the front. At the moment I've just placed some pots there just for now. They are some dahlias, salvias. Not sure what I'm putting there. I'm just going to observe the sun, because if you're going to put dahlias there, they need lots of sun. Salvias as well need quite a bit of sun. So I'm just observing this section here. This one I'm quite content with. I planted that up yesterday. And these are all things that I had in the garden. I did buy some new begonia bulbs, actually, those ones, sorry, corns, begonia corns, really beautiful, and that will just cascade down, really nice. So this section here is my workstation, my messy corner. Every garden has one. Some are hidden, Some people are very good at keeping things neat and tidy. I try my best in this section, but this is the reality. Lots of stuff. But I wanted to show you again the Aquilegia. Here's the pink and a purple. Now they're two separate plants side by side. And now all these here on the floor are little seedlings from these plants from last year. So you can see how easy they self-sow. If I go on this side again, lots of self-sowing seeds. I have a fatsia here, a spider's web, another hydrangea. All these are cuttings that have done really well now. They're sort of coming into their own. Again, another spider's web fatsia at the back, and some lovely ferns. So this last section, again, I've got anime here. This one is very, very spreading, so the roots go everywhere. So hence, this is a perfect spot for it. It's not going to go anywhere. It's going to be self-contained. There's also a peony. This doesn't have any flowers. It was just a rhizome that had snapped off from the other ones that I'd moved, and I've just put it there for now to see how it gets on. This section here remains empty. I'm debating whether to plant some of my banana plants here, or my Insetti. And I think it would look really nice because I'm going to get rid of this plant here in the pond with the fish. I need something that's going to create shade, because it's always better that the pond is in the shade, less algae growth. And lastly, fatsia in the corner there. So